part 3, guys. It's embroidering the eyes, and so you can skip this if you have your own preference, or you can go ahead and observe. Lots of observation with this one. So I am still kind of learning how to embroider eyes. This was my first Jesus plushie. I think I did a pretty good, decent job there. And it's really going to bring your plushie to life now. I highly recommend to try embroidering. There's many free tutorials on YouTube. Even in my group, Chunky Blankets and Plushies Workshop, I have it saved in the featured section, in the featured tab. So here are materials. As I specified, size 6 only. And this is loops and threads, demi pearl. The blue, and you can see the width difference right there. The blue is Hobby Lobby's Adorable. The white is Royal Velvet Loops and Threads. So we got 3 different brands here, guys, going here, which I recommend you just stick with one brand. And then here are our tapestry needles, if I said that correctly. Now I have all these materials in the PDF material section. The tapestry needles are from Amazon. And then the loops and thread is from Michaels. The Royal Velvet Adorable is from Hobby Lobby. Now I do recommend to use loops and threads Sweet Snuggles, because they have a beautiful blue and a white. The demi pearl has this right here, the black. And so I'm cutting a really excessive amount here. And if you're familiar with embroidering, I mean, you can honestly skip this tutorial or just see how I do it still. Or if you are interested, well, like I said, there's many free tutorials on YouTube, or you can go and observe from me. I just learned how to embroider, but I want to go ahead and include my whole process. So you're going to thread, and you want a little bit of a tail hanging out right there. And then real simple, guys. I was super intimidated, but it's not that intimidating, especially if you love to sew. It's a pretty extra fun element when it comes to our plushies. And it's really going to bring your Jesus plushie to life, especially when we add the blue. It's so pretty. So you want to align it. You want to see where you're going to be placing your eyes. Now make sure you get the eyes that are coming, like you want the mouth perimeter to be right centered. And here's the cool thing, that if you mess up with embroidery, just take your scissors, cut it all off, do it again. So I'm going under 3 strands. 3 strands I want for my eyes, the width, the expanse of it. And now I'm going to start a couple of stitches beneath it. So right behind the beard, so I can tuck it in and hide it right there. And then wherever you tuck in your tails, again, you can use some hot glue or just tie knots and poke in all this yarn really good, which I'll be showing you with the tapestry needle. So I'm trying, so like I said, I'm not efficient here, but I'm trying to poke in this tapestry needle with the threading, couple of stitches down right behind the beard. I'm going to pull it all the way through now. Have a little bit of a tail hanging out, because that's what I'm going to use to tie off. So you want a little bit of a tail, because that's what I'm going to be using to tie. And then now I'm going to go under about 3 stitches. You can go under 4 stitches. This is going to be determining, the expanse, the width of the eye, of how big the eye is going to be. And then you saw I popped the tapestry needle right out to the same exit right where the yarn is. And that's it. And then nice good tug. Well, you want a really good tug, because that's the tightening, that's the securing it down. And now I'm just going to be repeating it over and over again, layering it, giving good tugs, real tight tugs. So entering the tapestry needle right at the bottom at the same point, and then exiting the tapestry needle right at the same point at the top. Using my fingers here to help guide the yarn as it lays down, as it layers, and giving real good tugs. And so this is creating the pupil part. This is securing it when you tug it, and just lots of layering, building it up. And that's it. It's basically like sewing. So if you love to sew, you will love adding this extra element to your plushies. And be using your fingers to guide the yarn as it's laying down as you're layering it. And so guys, I'm using my first Jesus plushie as a reference here because like I said, I just learned, and so I'm using my first plushie for reference. And I'm just gonna keep building it, layering it until I feel that I think that's enough black. I think the pupil is a good size. So you see right there, I kind of got my yarn twisted right there. So just make sure your yarn flows and it lays down nice and pretty, nice and layered. We're gonna be jumping to the blue right now. So I'm going to do another layer here. It's going to be tight. That's why you want size 6, because it's thin. The blue is a little bit chunkier from Adorable. The Royal Velvet is way chunkier. So now I'm going to switch over to the blue yarn. Now you can leave your tapestry needle attached and just get another tapestry needle and go ahead and thread the blue. I didn't think of that. So there's that idea right there. So you'll be having 3 tapestry needles going on here when we get the white involved. But I didn't think of that. So now I'm going to be threading the blue. See I'm doing here? I'm exposing that little white yarn so it helps me thread it. A little bit of a tail hanging out. Gonna start right at the same spot where I have the black tail, because I'm going to be tying these yarns together into some good knots and then poking it in. No need for glue. So poking it right in way at the bottom where I have that black tail, and I'm going to push it all the way up to the top again at the same opening. It's going to be tight, especially because this yarn's a little bit chunkier. This is what I'm talking about, guys. It's kind of hard to pull it through. So just really recommend to stick with the same brand. So left a little bit of a tail right there, so I can go and tie those off when I'm done. And now we're going to be adding the blue, which we're going to be taking the tapestry needle and embroidering it right through the bottom same opening of the eye of the pupil. So right about there, right at the bottom now. Embroidering it, pushing it through to pop this tapestry needle right at the top of the eye. Same opening where I left off with the black. And tug. Use your finger to guide this yarn, lay it down, layer it down nice and pretty, and give a really good tight tug. Really nice. So here I'm judging, guys, if I want to add more black. So that's one layer of blue I did. I'm yanking on the tail end and the working yarn part of the blue. Just give real good tight tugs here. So guys, I'm switching back to the black now. Like I said, I am not proficient. Still learning, still trying to judge it. So I feel like it needs more black. So now I'm going to keep building up on the black here. And as I said, I could have just used 2 tapestry needles so I don't have to keep threading it back and forth. So lots of judgment with embroidering eyes. Your own preference right here. Just lots of practice I think it takes to know when it's a good amount that you layered for each section. The black part if you add color, and then the white part. That's why, guys, I'm going to be going back and forth here. And again, using my fingers a lot to guide this yarn and layer it, lay it down where I want it to go. So now I'm switching back to the blue here. And I'm going to be doing one more layer for the blue. So a total of 2 layerings, 2 layers I do with the blue. That's just my preference. Really tight here, guys, just because this yarn is so much thicker. And real tight tug, really tight tug, because it's so much thicker that it's just so bulkier than the black. Just 2 layers is good enough, and tight tug. And I'm done. I am done with the blue. So now I'm switching to the white now. Gonna be threading the white, and the white is even more thicker, and so I highly recommend, like, I didn't have materials. This was what I had. I just made it work. This is Royal Velvet. I mean, you can use the Royal Velvet if you like the way it looks. I don't think it really matters if it's velvet or polyester or cotton. So I'm entering the same opening right at the bottom behind the beard. That's I'm going to be tying off all the tails, which I'll be showing at the end. Pretty tight here, guys. Really trying to push it, and also pushing through all the polyfill. So, and it just doesn't help when it's chunkier yarn too. That's why you want size 6 or size 7. It's equivalent to size 6. I'm just trying to really pop this tapestry needle out at the top of the eye where all the blue and the black yarn is hanging out. So lots of tugging there. And I'm going to leave a short tail right behind the beard so I can, again, tie it off. And once you're done with your blue or black for sure, go ahead and cut small, short tails, a couple of inches, if you haven't already. So there's one tail, and then there's the black I'm going to be cutting. And it just kind of helps to just kind of make it out of your way. And now I'm going to be adding my white, guys. Super tight and really, really smart, just because this yarn is thicker. If you have like chunky yarn like me, and it's size 6, but this is all you have, just do really hard tugs. The more you pull tight, the more pressed, the more, that's a good word, pressed, this yarn is going to be right onto the plushie. And so I'm judging it right now. Is that good enough? Because this yarn's way thicker. Is that good enough one layer? Or should I add one more? Once you add a layer, there's no going back. It's pretty hard to go back from that point. Maybe if you just start with the black, but like I'm adding the white here, it's kind of hard to turn back from it. So I'm going to add another layer here. Very, very tight. Only because, guys, I just didn't have a good yarn. And again, use your fingers as your tool here to guide the yarn. I'm just getting all messy here, guys, so that's what I'm talking about. I am not proficient, but I wanted to include this. I was going to exclude it, but I wanted to include this just to show you my whole process. So at this point, you can go and fast forward it if you want, like to see when I'm tying off the knots. So a little trick here, use your tapestry needle, the pointed part, to pull up the black yarn, the blue yarn, the white yarn. That's what's pretty cool about this needle. It's got a little bit of a bent because it's designed to use it as a tool also to pull up the yarn. Okay, so I am done. I'm going to be tying off these tails now with a couple of knots. You could do one knot, which I do. And then we're going to be pushing all this into the plushie, really deep inside the plushie, right into the polyfill with a tapestry needle. So I cut off the excess there, guys, because that's just too much to push in. And take your tapestry needle, and you can use either end and just be poking it in. You you could press it in like this right here, what I'm doing, because I got 3 different tail ends. Get it all in there. Or you could start jetting the tapestry needle like so. And it does work. You just gotta do it a lot and really fast, and it will get all those tail ends deep inside the polyfill. No need for hot glue. I just always say hot glue for that extra security. So now I'm gonna do the same thing for the top ends, for the top tails now. And now I did not mention this, but please be observing that I'm not touching the black because I'm not done with the black yet. So there you go, I'm gonna be pushing them in. Now, if it makes a little bit of a gap, like with me it does, you could tell that there's yarn pushed in right there, then just take the same color piece of scrap yarn, the skin tone color, a little bit of glue, like a tiny bit of glue, and just to poke it in right there, because you can kind of tell that there's a little bit of a gap right there. But do that when you are completely finished with your eye. So now we're going to be taking the black, and this is the eyebrow right here. We're going to give an eyebrow effect. So I re-threaded the black now, and this is all preference. You can make it long, short, draw it downward a little bit. I mean, I am still like practicing with this. And so once you determine where you want it to go, the direction, go ahead and embroider it right on the side. And then the tugging, how hard you tug on it, that's going to determine how visible it will be. So this is where I was on camera deciding, do I want it really visible? Do I want it longer? So the harder you tug on it, the more less visible it will be, like real small and short, just above the eye. And that's it, guys. Now make sure you use your horizontal stitches, as I did not mention that, but I had it on the screen, and just make sure it's perfect alignment. And if you mess up, just take your scissors, cut it all off, and do it again. I've done that myself many times. And so I'm showing you with the eyebrow on as the second one I did, it's a little bit more visible. And I'm going to be showing you right here, because I want to include this part right here. Again, on hiding the yarn now, hiding the tail, and just jetting that tapestry needle either end point, and it will effectively hide your tails, make it secured. But again, you can always use some hot glue, fabric glue, for extra security. And there you go, guys. Now you can see a little bit of difference between both of them, but that is okay. I hope you guys found this helpful. Part 4 now. Thank you so much.